Ina sikina ba se kona ikona bika hinaka liko bisa yukona da inikosita da baka shikina inakafana katuna sha pa nikisena in nakali kone in se kopashi kona ka e kone se kopina fali kosipa ese kana se nakapiko se puna e la hunaka e kose kopashi loko mahina ka. Oh, what a great day to be in the air. And in the sky, we see Amun Ra rise. It's all good today because it's another day that we was blessed to breathe that fresh air. Life. You know what I mean? When you can, it's a pleasant day, it makes you feel more pleasant. And you can be a present to those who need some encouragement, you know, because if you can be who you be and you can encourage other people, then you are in a great state of mind, a spiritual mind, a divine state of mind, because we're in sync with time. And it's our time now to rise to the apex of everything that we can realize. And this is Humam Abdulmalik, your host of Blackanized Report, motivating, stimulating globally in the realization of blackness and who we are as a divine, righteous, spiritual people. And we got to get back into our essence of that blessing that comes from the Creator and our ancestors. It's in from our DNA, the divine prescript that was put in us and everything else in our universe, so that we can rehearse and listen to the verses that we can hear when we astro traveling and all those things when we, do the astro traveling. If you just can listen to the silence and hear the divine words, the majestic words, if you can just hear it in the silence of the day or the night, so that your attitude will be right. Your attitude will uplift your altitude and take you up to the highest axioms that there can be in the apex of your mind, of your consciousness and subconscious, in your dome. How's everybody doing today, man? I feel kind of great today because really I don't even have a discernment of why. I just feel it. I just feel that strength and I feel that energy flowing through me. You know why I can't say this? Because I am black man. I'm not, it ain't no Superman, it's black man. It always been black man. So I represent us as a black man, a divine spiritual warrior. I'm not here to destroy you, but destroy the deception that was placed upon us and all the things that we do. They lied about everything and they stole everything. And why I gotta keep talking about what they doing? What are we doing? Are we being created? Are we tapping into our natural energy? Are we being mentally free? Are we doing all these things that we should be doing to uplift one another and as brothers and sisters, as extended family members and family members, so that we can come up in this society on this planet Earth as a unified body once again, to be in separation, segregation. That's what we need. We need segregation to reestablish our nation. The Black Wall Streets and stuff like that. And what did they do? They destroyed it. Why did they destroy it? Because we didn't need them. We showed them we didn't need. We were just some years out of slavery. And we built a city with everything in it, transportation, movies, banks, and everything. And we was living the life of blackness. I was going to say Raleigh, but no, I'm going to say blackness. I'm going to say divine blackness. I'm going to say black magic. We had everything, and we was doing better than them. And so they got jealous and envious and wanted to burn our stuff down. That's what they do. Just like they did the burn the people houses down in Philly when they was attacking the MOVE organization. Have y'all forgot about y'all story in this nation? You can never forget about what they've done and what they will. If you know what they've done, you know what they will do. And so we got to break their will from doing what they do to us. There are still lynchings going on across the country in 2019. And they got what they call a stand your ground law that they just come out of nowhere, just out of the air and say, if you fear for your life and somebody running away from you, shoot them 6 times in the back, and is illegal because it's a stand your law ground. So where you were scared. All these fraudulent laws are made for them in the concept of white privilege, and I ain't gonna say white, European privilege and European supremacy. This is their goal for against all people with soul. And so that's what we got to know. And that's where we got to grow from. We got to see, we can't get caught up in the system and be all patriotic and this and that. Because if we do, we done lost our soul. We done lost our direction, sense of direction. Because the reality and the truth is what we must go to and not stay aloof from it. But what we have to do is stay aloof from the deception of what they have given us in our indoctrination and our education. From their schools. From their schools, we have a Eurocentric curriculum that they, what can I say? They try to suppress our spirit and have us on a materialistic, aspirational deception, because they manipulate our aspirations to where we can't meet them, and then we be striving for that, but it ain't really living. All you have to do is tap into your natural energy and just be in accord with the divine and spiritual pathways that's opening to our mind. And if we do that, we'll be on time. I'm telling you, we'll be in time and on time. And that's what we got to do. I ain't just saying this. I just ain't. It's coming through me to be said, like everything else. It's been some years for me to be able to be where I'm at now, to sit before you and speak like I do, because I was chosen 7 years ago. But before that, I was prepared, even you go through good and bad so you can have a semblance of what they are. And, the choices that you make, you can't straddle no fence, You have to be one way on the path of reality. You have to be on the path of righteousness and the path of the essence of the creator that's in you, and the blessings of our ancestors that's also in us. And we have to trust into this energy, frequency, and vibrations. That's the divine essence that's in us and our blessing. So we have to tap into it and come out of this indoctrination of this God-forsaken nation. And I mean, I know people be saying that the United States, I pledge allegiance to the flag and this and that and all that. I don't do that. I never been to war, Vietnam, Korea, none of that. And I wouldn't go if I had to. I'd rather go to the brig in Guantanamo Bay. So they say, why you don't want to go? I'm a black man. And I stand as a black man. And if you don't open that door, I'll Jokonim Bakari, so Lekona. bust it down. See, but the door and everything else is in your mind. That's where they get you at, and they manipulate your mind and take you away from your divine essence and your divine presence, and have you chasing materialistic aspirations. Because they say the status quo is what makes you greater than you are. But it's not no status quo. It ain't no being no Negro or no Negro pen or no agent provocateur. Those are against us as we take a stand against our natural enemy. So when I say you can't straddle no fence, you definitely can't. Because we don't want y'all on this side of not trying to being alive in our divine essence, and on the pathway of our ancestors and African spirituality and the indigenous reality also, because we was in both places. We was everywhere on the planet Earth. But they gave birth to the lie and deception. And see, they got us somewhat confused because they mixed up the story and took us out and put them in, and and all that. And then they had that hyena's grin. I always talk about books to read. There's a book called Bell Curve. You need to get it and read it, but it's a heck of a read. It's a thick book, and it's dealing with all their think tanks on the academic aspect of how they treat us. And they got it down to a science of how we our living, like they talk about affordable living in this gentrification process that we're going through now. That's what they talked about some years ago and got a big old book about it in their think tanks. They deal with us academically, socially, and all that, and then they promote that and push that in their academic system, their curriculum in their academic system, and their system of indoctrination. They're trying to keep their nation together, a nation of, criminality, deception, immorality, and all those things. And that's the reality. I mean, all you got to do is study. I mean, don't just listen to my words. Research. Anything that I say, research it. I don't care how simple or whatever it may seem like. Simplicity is the key. And all you got to do sometimes is Google it or whatever. If you can't Google it, get your book from the library and read it. I want y'all to know that this is Emancipate Yourself from Medical Enslavement Month. Oh boy, I tell you, it's Emancipate Yourself from Mental Slavery Month, medical mental slavery. I got to get it right. That's my conscience. Always like, oh, I say something wrong there. Wakanusa. And, just correct me. So that's what I want to tell y'all. And also that at the end of this month, no, during this month on Inner Light Radio, this great host is Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks got a program on there pertaining to the Harriet Tubman Freedom Ride of emancipating yourself from medical slavery. And so we just had Emancipation Day the other day. So, but, I don't adhere to that, but the aspect of being adhering to the medical mental slavery, I can adhere to that because this is what they do, trying to get us into entrapment of the medical industrial complex where they can take our money and have us in an ill state of mind and health and all that, and take our wealth. So we got to fight against that with truth and with self-healing and being your own doctor, which this magnificent sister, again, Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks, with her knowledge of being in this field for so many years, In the last 9 years, they have been awesome because she's been giving awards to people who follow the methodology that she has given them and told them, this is yours. You have to follow it in order for it to be productive in your life. And I was one of those people. So April the 30th, she's going to have a panel of people that's talking about their course through this medical industrial complex and how they overcame the medical mental slavery of pharmaceuticals that the medical industrial complex have like bombarded the whole society with. And it's about money, and it's about having you enslaved to that to keep making the money. And it's just part another facet of this system to enslave us and keep us discombobulated and all that. But we have to come into our own sense of knowledge and the divine essence and the spirituality to become part of our reality. And we walk in this life like a sharp knife, and we got to be dealing with the truth. So don't forget now, April the 30th, from 3 to 5, we'll have a great program on Interlight Radio from the sister. And she's going to be, like I said, she's going to have a panel of brothers and sisters to speak on how, and why that they, came through the process and still alive and feeling good and all that. So that's going to be a great show. So come join us on April the 30th from 3 to 5. And every Wednesday before then, we will be here from 4 to 5, fortified in the same concept. And I being the co-host on this show, I used to do Blackanized report there, but now it's Poetry Month. So I do poetry, and I may sneak a little bit of my perception into the program, just for the heck of it. But anyway, and don't forget, we still boycotting. That's not over. We hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham. And we're doing that against all racists and bigotry around the planet, around the globe, around the planet Earth, wherever there's the birth of a Black man, woman, or child, that we got to overcome their attack upon us. So we boycotting. And also hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott. We doing Black on Black entrepreneurship, how we should come together and pool our resources so we can buy our own studios, movie studios, and radio frequencies and all that. So we can this program us like a divine program. That's what we got to do and find it and put it in our mind. But we need to pool our resources. And that's what the other Black hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham is all about, us coming together on those levels. We got to go back to the times of segregation. See, when we had our true Black nation in the Black Wall Street, we can do it all over again. All we got to do is develop our infrastructure. Yes. And another thing, it was Emancipation Proclamation Day for yesterday on DC, because that's they freed the slaves or something like that. But you know what? Me and my bloodline, we had never was a slave nor a nigga. I'm telling you, it's in my bloodline. It's like from the Seminoles that never adhered to slavery, and fought against everybody that they sent their way, from Andrew Jackson and all those people. And, we fought them away. They gave up and went back up north. Because you know why? Because they ain't want to deal with the actions in the Florida Everglades. They couldn't deal with the guerrilla warfare. So me, that's my bloodline, John Horse, of the Seminole tribe, of course. My brother Jeremiah Wright gave a great dissertation on that, man. Man, I'm telling you, it was like a learning lesson because I never heard that it was like that, and we need to know how we were and who we were and what we stood for so that we can be stronger. We can have that spiritual and divine strength, like it'd be like, how you exercise and build your muscles is the same way, but it'd be spiritual and divine in that context, to develop your mind and your spirit and all that. And so that's what we got to do. That's what we are doing in this day and time. Mm. Well, I was just looking at the people that's chiming in. Mm. Oh, boy. So I went over this man, Emancipate Your Mind from Medical Mental Slavery Month. I went over that on the 30th of this month. We're going to have a big pound list on Sister Karen Khadija Abdulmalik, Davis Folks show on Inner Light Radio, where the frequency is so high that you got to feel them wherever you be at. Just tune in to us, and check us out to see what we're all about. And every Wednesday before then, we'll be on from 4 to 5. She'll be talking about what I just said, and I'll be doing poetry. Uh, it's a great show, a great time, and because it's all about the divine essence that's in our minds, in our temples. And if you don't know where that's at, it's right here. This is a temple, and your mind and your divine energy is within the temple. And this body is just our vehicle. It carries the spirit and the soul all around. For us to get in alignment with the divine information and time so that we can deal with our situations in a divine form and format and fashion. So we gotta, because we're gonna take back, we're gonna take back in black land in the globe so that we can get our matriarchal melanated essence back in the position of the blessing. And we got to tear down this patriotic madness and psychotic thinking. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They may don't have a soul. Boy, that's some good stuff there, boy. I'm telling you. Mm-mm-mm. Man, I feel so good today. It's like every day, but some days I just feel a little more, what, elevated because the day before was a great day. And that greatness adding on to this greatness and make me, man, in a divine spiritual way. Mm. And I love my people. I love to hear my people say that we ain't gonna kill each other no more, especially our young brothers, our young warriors that turn into predators through social engineering. I love to hear my brothers and my sisters also that participate in criminal activity say we ain't even gonna do that no more. We're gonna come together and we're gonna hug each other and love each other. We're gonna grow with each other. We're gonna build our system up again. I would say empire, but I don't want y'all to be thinking about all that movie stuff. So I'll say our system, our Black Wall Streets again. And we can do this in segregation. We don't need to be part of their nation in this integration trickery that they put us in to participate in the hypocrisy and democracy that they make of us to deal with their fraudulent laws. How can you, even though, I'll say this, how can a popular vote be outweighed by an electoral vote? What kind of trickery is that? Is one vote one person, one vote. But then when the people they beat the popular vote, they lose on the electoral vote. So it's like, man, it's trickery and deception. So we got to get in power, the returning citizens and all those brothers and sisters. See, we in this system right now. We got to say, man, is this system going to work or it's not? So if we get a voting block, now if we win the popular vote and they play them games like they play with each other, then we know we got to deal with our own infrastructure. And that's what we got to do. We'll play their game, counter their moves and this and that. And so if they still think we lames, no, we're going to show them that we ain't playing no game. We're going to develop Black Wall Streets like that. Our infrastructure is already in place. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll deal with y'all face to face. And all the Negro pins and Asian provocateurs, you can get on the other side with them. Let me see what else I'm going to do today, this morning, this great morning. I'm going to drink me some liquid, I know that. I said liquid, not liquor. This is H2O, make you grow. It's like the other day when it rained like that, it was just rejuvenating the trees and the grass and everything. That's all it was. Hmm. So what's happening with everybody? How y'all feel today? This is a thrill to be living part of life. It would be more of a thrill if we come into this mindset of unification and building a Black nation globally. That is our choice to deliberately build Black Wall Streets again. We can do it through segregation like we did then in this nation. See, they want to take America back to when it was great, when they could do what they want to do, put their necks on, their heels or shoes on our neck, but no more. None of that. I mean, y'all getting away with it a little bit, but when we mobilize, you got to realize that it's going to stop. The lynching and the murders. I don't care if you're a cop or whatever you be. It's going to stop. We're going to change this reality, spiritual, divine level. We're going to change our mind, our hearts, and everything else. And we're going to come together in unification. If you don't be a part of it, you're going to be left out. You're going to be on the other side with your natural enemy, and they're going to use you up like they always do. So don't be a fool. Man, the spiritual essence of who we are is a total blessing. You feel good about yourself, and when you can communicate and relate to your people, and they communicate and relate to you and open up to you because of your aura, energy field, make them feel something about you because they can feel the energy that flows from you. So if each and every one of us get into that divine essence and spiritual perspective of who we are, based on what our ancestors have left us in the annals of time, then we can be on the rise in that divine ride or perspective of who we are, so that we can make this thing, turn it around, and bring our sisters back to the aspect of my art and laws of my art that we haven't forgot. They just kept it away from us. But now the doors are open of all knowledge and energy and the esoteric and arcane that pertain to us, that they stole and manipulated, and all that what they doing belongs to us. They just got it and didn't know how to handle it, and they miscrewed it and deal with evil context of it. See, but when we dealt with our occult sciences, we healed each other. And that's what we do. It was about healing, not sealing anything and being secret societies or anything like that. We was open. We were open and they couldn't understand it or overstand it. And they definitely couldn't understand it. So what am I going to do now? I guess I'll read a couple poems. There was something said about it's a movement going around the country talking about young kings don't kill each other like that. I think it's in Tennessee right now. I'm not sure, but somebody was telling me that. That is a concept that is a good concept, but we got to realize that we got to, as a people, just come together, not based on titles, but based on the reality of the divine essence and energy of our spirituality. That's what we need to come together and unify on as Black men, women, and children. We have to have mobilization to help build our Black nation. We have to have our warrior and our young warriors, older warriors, and all that to give direction. And our sisters, they warriors too. I'm telling you, you better know your story about your sisters and don't leave them out or behind. Because they ain't blind to the truth, they ain't blind to the facts nor the reality. And they more in the essence of the divinity than us because all energy comes to them first, then come to us as it is given in that essence of Ma'at and all, and the principles of Ma'at. And we must wake up out of this hypnotic spell that they try to put on us. But now's the time for us to become definitely divine so that we can be the ones that come back and make it black, turn everything black. You know, the black land for the black man, woman, and child. And let that genome primate go where it must. But right now, I guess I'm going to read a poem, this being Poetry Month. What one? I'm going to read 3, and I'm going to read them pertaining to how I feel today. Because yesterday they was talking about it was Emancipation Proclamation Day. I know I don't know how many of y'all heard this poem before by me, but I'm gonna read it today. Cause see, I never been a slave or a nigga. Never. It doesn't run in my blood. I'm a black man. You know, they talk about Superman, where I'm a black man and I am greater than anything that they created or they manipulated or whatever, because I'm of divine essence. I'm of a spiritual blessing from my ancestors and from the creator to make me that away in the energy and the power of the divine decree. So with that, I'll go here. Never was I a slave. I am the substance of life without price, because I'm free and cannot be sold or bought. I don't care what your children were taught. In life, I'm a spiritual warrior, an African ninja, and I don't care if I offend you because I'm here to bend the lie back into truth. No longer with truth and false, so it'll be strangely mixed. I see your tricks and lies, manipulation because of your melanin for frustrations, because you be chasing my dreams, builders of pyramids and great civilizations in the ultimate in race relations. So therefore, I was never a slave nor a nigger. You see, I have faith in God and don't have to see him to believe in him. So therefore, I can't develop a God complex and take everything out of context like marriages of the same sex, no reproduction. So what's the function? To make a man made law gone mad like Nero, your hero, playing his violin. As the world burns out of control by those in control with no soul and no passion for the masses. But you can't control me, I'm mentally free. And never was I a slave nor a nigger. You will never be able to figure me out because I am the mystery of ancient and future times and the long line of masterminds and griots, the keepers of our story. So that in this so-called post-racial era, it becomes clear that everything is out of control as the people with soul are sold a new culture identity without indemnity. As you become your own enemy once again, as the system that hasn't changed, as you believe in social equality has been attained. Just because of the fame of one African king in the society of Europeans who surrounds him, do you think they treat him like the next of kin or he's really their friend? Just look at the Republicans and how they vote. My third eye is open. I see clearly. It's merely hypocrisy being paraded as democracy for the republic in which it stands. Oh, say, can you see? It's all connected from the sinking of the Lithuania to the present day chaos by the Iranians. Man-made pandemics without limits, standing on the verge of total economic planning collapse. And this don't have anything to do with the zodiac. It goes a long way back to the Knight Templars of Solomon, who became the learned elders of Zion, lying in wait to implement the next phase of the plan, as they have commercialized the revolutionary slogan, power to the people, and the people don't know what they be buying. Because the RS and the Federal Reserve, international bankers all be lying. The final sign of the New World Order being put in place. But you see, I was never a slave or a nigger. And I figure one aim, one purpose, one goal for those with melanin in their soul as God plan unfold. I just want y'all to know that, you got to have the mindset, because if you don't have the mindset, you'll be caught up in their indoctrination and education, and you'll have a slave mentality and you won't even know it, and it'll be part of your reality. I'm telling you now. Because they are masters of deception. Here go another one. Here's another one. I was going to do three if you just have time and patience with me. Okay, I'm a writer, not a reciter. That's why when you have to read in order to take heed to the divine creed given to me from the celestial beings and Nubian queens. The things I was told, I seen them unfold right before my very eyes. That's why I don't trust people who tell lies. Because I met those who would criticize and distort the truth. I declare always to back up my statements with proof. You see, those celestial beings and those Nubian queens presented to me things that would bring my pituitary gland to the maximum function so that my third eye would open before, therefore, I could not be deceived by the lie. Some say that it was forbidden, so that's why it was hidden. That it would not be taken out of context. What I'm going to tell you next might make you perplexed, but it's in the DNA where the mystical script lays, and as life unfolds, more the story gets told. You become more complete, holistic, like you're a mystic. They told me to understand my inner self, where the supreme being left all things to be deciphered, where my reality clarifies your dreams. The genetic code is your real goal, and material wealth plus the spiritual health. It gives you mental weight and depth. The celestial beings and Nubian queens told me to live my life so that I can love everyone else and to develop a universal mind so I will be inspired by the divine. The time is the doorway to the essence of life through all struggle and strife. That humility is the key that gives you peace and harmony. That arrogance and the ego you must let go in order to grow to the next level of consciousness. The realm of pleasure, which would be measured by your level of unselfishness, where your emotional of love will evolve to the levels of celestial bliss. They say they told me all this because I was central in their plans to develop a total man from the origin of the Nubian clan. So I was chose as I rose to the apex of my being, not seeing the reality of me being a Nubian king. Woo-wee. So how did I come about the concepts that you heard in my poems? Original. Think about it. Think about it. You know, somebody once told me I ain't no poet. I can't be a poet. But all my work is original. I'm gonna give you this last one since most of us be caught up in this thing called the brother, Christianity and all that. But I'm still in search of the facts. So I'll say Jesus was a Hebrew, not a Jew. If you only knew he was a Nubian too. Just like you and I, here's the key to the mystery they try to keep from you and me. It's a God-given trust to be mentally free and see with the third eye, so you'll know when they're telling a lie. You see, Jesus was a Hebrew, not a Jew, and if you only knew he was a Nubian too, just like you and I. So don't get it mixed up, the tricks they play with truth and falsehood being strangely mixed. That they develop over a period of their control of the written word and everything else that you verbally heard and learned from them. It was all to mislead you and me from being mentally free and to become spiritually blind to the divine and to sell our soul to gain materialistic wealth so that will sustain our spiritual health. When there is nothing else left to gain but to go insane from the mental drain of all the pain derived from the devil himself. Because they say money is the root of all evil, and if you don't have any, then you still stay seeable. All the while they plan to kill you. Mentally first, socially second, spiritually third, and finally the breath of life is taken from you. So who do you pray to and for what? The anointed one gave us all the examples of life to follow and the shallow people to stay away from. So don't succumb to those who will deny you after they try you with friendship or betray you with brotherhood. Open your third eye and you will know when they are up to no good. Remember who you are mentally, and you are bright as the North Star. And don't fall for the deletions of the Council of the Nicene or the rearrangements of the gay lord they called King James. It was all intently rearranged for you to become a slave in the mental grave. So remember this one thing. Jesus was a Hebrew, not a Jew. And if you only knew, he was a Nubian too, just like you and I. Here's the key to the mystery they tried to keep from you and me. It's a God-given trust to be mentally free, see with the third eye, so you will know when they are telling a lie. You see, Jesus was a Hebrew, not a Jew, and if you only knew, he was a Nubian too, just like you and I. So don't get it mixed up. The tricks they play with truth and falsehood being strangely mixed, that they develop over a period of their control of the written word and everything else that you verbally heard and learned from them. So that's my perception of their deception, and I just speak the truth as I know it, that the flow of the information that comes from the divine essence through my mind on the pathway of my ancestors that's in my heart and my soul and my spirit because it's in the DNA. And I realized that, and it came to me one day, the energy of the Lord. And so I accept my mission. To be an emissary of the Lord, to stand strong, and to get along with my people worldwide. So on this spiritual ride, I say black power, black peace, and black love from Black Man. Telling you, man, it's a divine blessing, man, to be in your mind like this, learning the lessons of truth, stand aloof from the falsehood and the hypocrisy that they talking about is democracy. See, I know it's a criminal enterprise in the Carvel states and all that related to the Queen of England because America is a corporation of England and, you know, the Vatican, they did their thing, homosexuals and pedophiles and rapists. Then you got old London bridges and maybe falling down, but they deal with all the financial statistics and money going all around. And DC is a military industrial complex that have us flexing our wings and doing our thing. But we as black people got to come together and we got to stand tall. We got to stand tall in unification. And it's our time now in the age of Aquarius. And so with that, I'm going to let us go. But before I go, I always got to say we got to deal with the principles of Ma'at, the 42 principles and admonitions. Then we got to deal with Kwanzaa, the principles of Kwanzaa, every day of the year, of every day of eternity. As long as we're here on this planet, we got to come together in harmony and peace and love, and we fight against the beast. And also, we got to deal with this being, you know, they say Black History Month and this and that and all that. No, it's Black history every day because it'll take that long for us to get to this point talking about our history, but we go much further because it'll take much longer to go to be descriptive of all our story that they stole. And with that, I want to say y'all have a blessed day. I want to say, before I say the next thing I'm going to say, I'm going to go through a roll call. And I think I got BJ Savage, Marcelo D. Pisa, Frederick Ballinger, that's Swoop, my co-poetic partner, brother. And then I got William Lawson, I got Abina Dishro, Ali Bey, and Layla Dooney. So all of y'all have a blessed and great day, and we will get back tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day of the week that I speak. I do this every morning, trying to, you know, motivate and stimulate and say something that will be of that nature. But it's all about us coming together in unification and building our Black nation once again through segregation and not what is it? Integration, because that was the trickery. See, the trick is the trap, and the trap is the trickery. And they tricked us. They tricked us into accepting this system as what it isn't what it's supposed to be about. It's all about criminality and the criminal enterprise and hypocrisy, making a mockery of it. So with that, you know what that is? That's Black peace and Black power and Black love from Black man. Yes, that's the way I feel. I feel powerful by divine decree, but by mind decree, in my time decree, however long that I must be, I will always be full of life in the righteous manner. The light from Amun Ra, the shining black star. So with that, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. If the Lord gives me that breath of life, because I'm about being his emissary, being its emissary, and a warrior for life. Amen. Can I get an amen? Amen. 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 So be it. Y'all be blessed, my brothers and sisters. I love y'all. I love myself. But y'all are just a reflection of me. Salaam alaikum, Ubuntu, Ashe, Hotep, shalom, and all those other things, alafiyat, to bring us home, to be together in a unified effort, stand shoulder to shoulder, back to back, and fail at every attack. It's our time now. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.